We hear it often. Education needs more money.
But where are the billions of dollars given to education actually going? The breakdown and why some state leaders say the solution is not more money. When our Fox 25 Investigates special report continues.
With billions going to education every year, some state leaders scoff at the idea of sending more to the classroom.
But now a new state plan would do just that through a new sales tax. Keaton Fox breaks down where the money comes from, where it goes, and who is getting it.
Oklahoma schools get $6.5 billion when you tally up all the state, local, and federal funding that comes into the state. But just where exactly does that money go? Here's a breakdown of all that $6.5 billion, starting with 43%, the largest chunk, going for instruction. That's for teacher salaries, for anything that might go into classroom, like textbooks. The most contentious item that we hear about is that 7% there that goes for administrative costs and overhead costs. A lot of folks say that that is way too much, but the state points to that number, saying that overhead is only about 7% of the state's total expenditures. 6% go to non-classroom items, 9% goes for buildings and building upkeep, and then 35% goes to bond issues being paid off and other debt. Even with as much money that goes into state schools, many state leaders say it's not nearly enough, and if something drastic isn't done soon, that these problems will stay around for a lot longer. We've heard it for years. Oklahoma's classrooms don't get enough money.
Since 2007, 2008, we have had the biggest drop in education funding, and we have increased in students by about 40,000.
Alicia Priest is the president of the Oklahoma Education Association. She represents thousands of teachers across the state. She says teacher pay is a huge issue, but it's not just that.
We need to look at our evaluation system. How much money is spent on all of these outside vendors to come in and sell us how to evaluate our teachers and our administrators. All of those things drive up the cost of education.
Priest says that there are problems from unfunded mandates to testing costs that also add up. For Oklahoma education leaders, this table will prove to be the place where tough choices about what gets money and what doesn't will have to be made. With that huge expected budget shortfall over at the state capitol, budgets across the board will get cut. And people are looking now at education's budget, which gets more than 40% of state appropriations. In its latest draft request, the department is asking for an increase of $78 million, only cutting in a few areas, including grants and teacher bonuses for national certification.
Would that money be better spent other places?
Politicians like Speaker of the House Jeff Hickman says there are places to be cut, evidenced by that move to pay for ACT tests for students.
Why did we have the department spend $1.5 million to start a new program if indeed we knew that there was this huge teacher shortage, and was there a way to use those dollars for incentive signing bonuses to put good teachers, certified teachers in the classrooms in front of these children?
Let the people vote. That's our message today, the people of Oklahoma.
In the world of balanced budgets, there are two main options: cut spending or raise revenue through taxes. And that's exactly what OU President David Boren has in mind.
Over 54% of the total state budget funds education. How in the world can you close that budget deficit without there being even more cuts to education when we're already at the bottom?
A 1-cent sales tax, he says, would bring in an additional $615 million each year, allowing for an instant $5,000 raise for teachers. And while it has support from teaching groups, asking Oklahomans to up their own taxes may be a tough sell, experts tell us. New tax or no, education groups say school districts need parents now more than ever to help figure out what's best in their districts, who are seeing fewer and fewer dollars. Amber England is the executive director for Stand for Children Oklahoma, who actually holds a parent university to teach parents how to do things the district would otherwise normally have to pay for.
Make them understand why it's important for them to engage with their child's teacher, with their child's principal, how the school board works, how the state legislature works, and how state legislators and school board members work for them. They are actually their boss.
Now, that petition drive still needs thousands of signatures before it will eventually have to be approved by the Oklahoma people. Keaton Fox, Fox 25 News.